Well, hello. How are you? Nice internet people. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. It's a chill stream tonight. It's hump day, and I'm your host, Jake Johnson. And tonight, we are going to talk about an inconceivable, unbelievable, inexplicable story, or a narrative, as they like to call it, or anything else you want to talk about. Come on in, take your shoes off, get your drink on. It's going to be a good show. Love Always is first in chat. Love Always, you get the gold star. And she says, hi, my nice friends. Or nice, hi, my friends. And Jack M says, I hope everybody's having a good night, Jake. I love your new baby kitties. More cats for Jake. Congratulations. Yes, if you hadn't seen my new short, just had a litter of kittens that just showed themselves to me yesterday. I'm guessing they're about 10 days old, something like that. Still no voice, as you can hear, but that doesn't matter. I've never shut up before. Not having a voice box ain't going to stop me now. Jack says, smiley cat. And Amanda says, hi, chat. Good to see you. Happy hump day, everybody. And hi, Jake. How are you tonight, love? Froggy. That's how I am tonight. I feel like Miss Piggy. And Love Always, here's your gold star. And Amanda says, hi, Love Always. And Jack, good to see y'all. Nice. All right, okay. I'll get it right. I pressed the button. I'm working on it. Love Always says, hi, Amanda. I'm still at work for at least another hour, but I will text you when I can. I do like interacting with you all. Well, we like interacting with you too, Love Always. And you're always welcome here at any time. And Amanda says, we enjoy having you, and we will probably be here. Probably, because, you know, these things tend to go a little while. Fab Daddy's in the house, going vertical. Ready, Amanda. She's got her pan hammer holstered and ready to go. Got a steely-eyed look on her face. Deadpan resolve, ready to fire. I can tell. Love Always says, nice. Thank you so much. And Amanda says, always, Fab Daddy. How are you tonight? Chilling, says Fab Daddy. Amanda says, I kind of get excited for vertical nights. It's because they go crazy. Sometimes. Not always. Had a good couple of them. The last couple have been pretty good. Amanda says, it's good, Fab Daddy. Love Always says, good, and thank you. And your voice sounds rad. Good. Well, it sounds rough. For real. I am barely hanging on. But I'm getting better. I'm on some new medication now, and that should do something. We'll see. I've had a raspy throat for going on about 4 months now. 5 months now, something like that. Jasmine, hi. Welcome to the show. Come on in. How are you? Fab Daddy says, what's the word on the streets? Agony of defeat. You know what agony of defeat is, Fab Daddy? It's what you get from being indiscreet. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee. Have a cup of coffee with me and talk about the good old days? Pour yourself a brew and let's get after it. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It's fabulous. Also, hit that like button. There's 14 people in chat. There's only 5 likes. Show a little love. Hit that free like button. Smash it. Super chat's available in the chat box if you want to show some love that way. And, press the join button, subscribe, do all the things. When you stand too long, your feet hurt. Yep. Agony of defeat. That's correct. You get that from being indiscreet. You'd have to see it written down. I can't say it because my voice cuts out every time I try to say the word. Like that. Anyway. Laryngitis. Anna, welcome to the show. My name is Anna. Yes, it is. Congratulations. How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Jake. This is everybody. This is Anna. And we have had a crazy weekend. Crazy. Nice to meet you too, Jake. Thank you, Anna. Love always says, hi, Anna. Illusion AMK says, talk about why spring water sucks and the importance of purified water. Actually, Illusion AMK, spring water is very good for you, and purified water has nothing in it, so you got that backwards, actually. William burning the tires, welcome back. How are you feeling today? Well, I feel spiffy, but I have no voice. But it's been that way for a while, so nothing new there. Do you like Ice Spice, says Jasmine. That sounds like a young person question, and I wouldn't know how to answer it. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, William. I appreciate you. I'm kicking it, though. Keeping it real. I have moments of lucidity. I hadn't been hoarse all day. As soon as I got home and started resting from the day's work, then I started getting hoarse. Go figure. What's with your attitude? I don't have an attitude illusion, but I'll get one real fast if you press that button. So, watch yourself. You're in my house right now. Act like it. Fab Daddy says, Ice Spice, huh? That's new to me. I don't know what it is either, but I'm sure I love it. Maybe it's one of those lattes that they sell on Thanksgiving and fall. Groningen says, what's up from Holland, Europe? Hello, Holland. Welcome to the show, Groningen. Nice to meet you. I'm Jake. What do you guys think about what's been going on this week? It's been a crazy week. Love always says, hi, Gron. Mikey likes it. Yes, he does. He'll eat anything. All right, that'll be enough of that language, and you're out of here. How about that? Starting to get the idea? Yeah, Fab Daddy, it's RNC week. We are probably, I think tonight is the third day of the RNC, and everything has gone off without a hitch so far. Lots of people interviewing, lots of people talking. Patty Donahue from Tennessee, welcome and peace. I know who Ice Spice is, Amanda. I was joking. I like Left Eye better. Come on now. You actually think you come up with something I didn't know about? Groningen says, lots of stuff going on that side of the world. I know, Groningen. It's crazy over here. We got attempted presidential assassinations and COVID-19 running amok and cats and dogs living together. It's pandemonium. It's crazy over here. You're so ready for the Olympics to start, says Fat Daddy. Yeah, right. And Amanda says, I was talking to Fab. I knew you knew, silly. And John says, hi from the UK. J.D. Vance was right about Britain having a problem with Islamists. Yep, J.D. Vance is a smart feller. What's your opinion on the whole Trump thing? Well, my opinion is that they might as well just, old Joe might as well jump in the car and bring the keys on over and hand them to Trump and say, okay, I'm done. Because the election's over. I mean, we'll play the game. We'll do all the things, but it's over. As of right now, the polls are showing that he's at like 330. That's, by the time people vote, first hour of voting, he'll be over 370, I would imagine. Joe has got COVID. Yeah, he does. Josh, welcome to the show. And Melty Skin says, hi from Indiana State Prison. Well, I hope you're not in there for a violent crime. Otherwise, shame on you. Groningen says, we're doomed in Europe. Hi, John. And John says, the dude they're saying did it is a patsy. It's looking that way, doesn't it? I hate to say that. I don't want to be that kind of guy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I mean, I am because I love talking about conspiracies, but I'm pretty level-headed, I pretty much pay attention to what's actually happening. But dang if this thing don't look awful suspicious. Well, what with all the excuses? First, the lady comes out, the head, Kimberly Creedle, is that her name? Creedle, something like that. I don't know what her name is. Anyway, she comes out and she says, after a while of not talking, she comes out and she says, well, the police dropped the ball. The police were supposed to be securing that building, and they didn't do it, the local police. To which the local police came out all over the TV and the internet saying, no, you told us not to do anything. You had us on traffic duty. You're trying to blame us for what you did. What's your job? This is the local police. And they also said that they're saying things that are blatantly untrue. Then the lady comes back out and she says, well, we didn't have snipers on that roof because it was sloped. To which the internet in its infinite wisdom dropped a picture of the snipers that were there on a roof that was sloped. So, who didn't, that sloped roof didn't bother? The shooter. He thought it was quite all right. And then you find out they've known about this guy for like 3 or 4 hours. The snipers have locked eyes with the guy. They saw him using a rangefinder. He went in and out and in and out. And then they lost him. There's some weird stuff going on. I'm not even going to get into the fact that the 5'2" female Secret Service trying to guard a 6'7" tall man was hilarious. But, Joe has COVID. Yes, he does, Fab Daddy. He might die. I doubt it. Not Lucid 3 says, did you see Joe got the virus? I did see that. And I also saw that he boarded Air Force One not wearing a mask. Joe, that was your idea, buddy. These people. It's inconceivable. It's inconceivable. It's unbelievable. It's inexplicable. The narrative. Well, Fab Daddy, if it's any consolation, I've had COVID 3 times, twice, for sure. And I'm not dead, so a little scratchy, but not dead. COVID and old people don't mix. Well, I guess you got a point there, but there's usually involves a comorbidity if something bad's going to happen, but not always. I'm not a scientist, but I'd say he's going to be all right. He is the president. He probably has access to the best ivermectin, doctors on the planet. Amanda says, oh, poor Joe. It would be like him to try to almost die the same week that Trump almost died. Open border policy in Europe is actually effing things up, says Groningen. Yeah, it tends to do that. Who'd have thunk that the country that the countrymen live in shouldn't have people that aren't from the country living in it? Who'd have thunk? It's almost like it's common sense. Angel Avila says, what's up, boss? I love your name, Angel. Avila. I like that. It's nice. I'm probably not saying it right, but I'm doing it. Not Lucid says, I can't tell this shooter guy's motivation is confusing politically. Yeah, that seems to be, doesn't it? Doesn't seem to have any history whatsoever beyond he was bullied and he might have a mental condition and he was a loner. I wonder where I've heard that before. It sounds so familiar. It's almost like that profile fits a certain type of fellow that would do certain types of things, or easy to convince to do certain types of things, MK Ultra style. Maybe like we've heard this before. I wonder. Amanda says, welcome all newcomers. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share, support, and super chat. Now listen, when the chat gets going really fast, I'm probably not going to keep up. I'm probably going to keep getting further and further and further behind. So if you want me to see your super chat or your chat, super chat, so that I'll see it, it'll pop right up in front of my face. Otherwise, I may not get to it. So don't hold it against me. The chat gets crazy some nights. But I will try to read all of them. But I am going to quit around 10 o'clock because I got to have some sleep. Amanda says, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chat. I said that. That's my line. Just Tempest. Or Gaius Tempest. This is all Rick Ross's fault? Could be. John says the family was looking for her son, the killer, and they told the police an hour before. Yeah, because he disappeared and so did all the guys' guns, according to what I've heard. Again, I am not an expert. I do not have any facts on this subject, but I've heard the same thing you guys have heard, and it's equally suspicious to me. Amanda says the family called the law enforcement on their son. Yes, about an hour before all of this started. Yeah, Love always says, didn't Joe Biden get all them booster shots? Wasn't he on TV getting the booster shots? He should be fine. Imagine that. Amanda says, probably. And Groningen says, we have a right-wing government now. That's, if it means the same thing it means here, fantastic. I'm guessing your right wing and our right wing are not the same thing, though, right? Dancer, welcome. Where's Prancer and Blitzen at? He had a job. He had a good job caring for the elderly. Yeah, he worked as a nurse's aide, I think. Fab Daddy says the RNC sounded like the DNC this week to me. What do you mean? Be more specific. You mean ruckus and loud? And lots of people talking and heaping praise on Trump for surviving? MK Uber is bad medicine. MK Ultra? Yeah. Dancer says, you've only got 1.3 subs. Surely chat doesn't go too fast. Dancer, it gets pretty fast sometimes. I'm not bragging or anything. What's your point? Is 1.3K subs not enough? But it does get fast sometimes. And I'm not going to be on here for 6 hours like I was one night trying to get to the bottom. I will go a little late if I have to. Bo Newton Hollis says, I'm eating a brownie. Is it a brownie or a brownie? Because both are good, but one is trippy. João Carvalho says, Biden is an intellectual liar. Trump is dumb and honest. Which do you choose? Trump. Hands down. And he ain't too dumb either there, João. I hear people saying that a lot. The guy's a billionaire. He owns over 130 companies. And he made his first attempt into politics. He became the president of the United States. And he's about to do it a second time, despite the fact that everybody on planet Earth is against him. That don't sound too dumb to me. Just being honest. Amanda says, yep, dancer, it will be on vertical nights. Yes, fast. Fab Daddy says, I talked about the middle class workers and love of all, even the LGBTQ. Well, that's because they won't shut up. We got to include them somehow, because they are people, and they are voters. Caucasian Sasquatch says, really? Really what, Caucasian? Hi. How about that one? Amanda says, hi, Caucasian. Fab Daddy says, hey, CS. Jojo, welcome to the show. What do you think about people saying Trump getting shot was fake and it was a blood pact, something about WWE? Well, to that I would say, not only are you a moron, but you really need to talk to somebody about your intellectual honesty and your moral compass, because a person died, a father died from the bullet that missed Trump. Blew the top of that guy's head off. And it would have blown Trump's head off had it hit him, had he not turned his head at just the right moment. There are too many things happening all at once for it to have been a fake thing. It was not fake. It might not be a random event. It might not be just something that happened. It may very well have been set up, but it wasn't set up by Trump. And by the way, why would Trump do that? He was already winning before any of this happened. Silly. Also, the man that lost his life was protecting his daughter and his wife. And they went home without a father and a husband. So you'd have to think that not only did it get faked, but that we live under an evil regime that's capable of doing something like that to an innocent person that did nothing wrong. What does that say about you and the world you think you live in? Caucasian Sasquatch says, Amanda. Amanda says, really? Yep. Caucasian says, Fab Daddy. And Groningen says, what's your opinion on the Ukraine war? I think that the powers that be pushed that war until it happened. They were asking for it. Ever since Trump came down the escalator, they started ramping up that Russia thing. So they were pushing dissidents in that area. And I think that we should probably get our nose out of other people's business and stop trying to be the world police. That's my opinion. And I would appreciate it if our country would focus on our country and stop worrying about everybody else's. Caucasian says, Jake, what's up, Caucasian? Gamma says, what's your opinion on inflation? It happens. Amanda says, what's the really about, Caucasian? And John says, we have a labor government now. They're turning men into women in the UK. Well, they're turning women into men over here, so maybe we'll get together and have triplets. Who knows? Right-wing European is like Southeastern Democrat. I got it. Giles says, dumb in a sense of choice of words sometimes. My apologies for not being specific. I got you. My personal opinion on Trump is that thing that you see him do on TV is an act. I mean, he is a television show host. He learned how to be who he is from being on TV. And I think that he uses that to disarm people and to jazz people up when he wants to. It works at great effect. Everybody he talks to has some kind of feeling about something, which is more than you could say about most of the people that are doing all the talking. So I think he knows how to turn a phrase that sticks in your mind, simple, direct, to the point. And I think he knows how to get people excited really quickly. But as far as an intellect goes, I think he's probably one of the smarter people functioning in our society right now. Him and Elon Musk right up there together. Take it or leave it, but I don't have $1 billion, do you? I didn't decide to become the president and then did. After I said that I would in the 80s. Groningen says, hear me out. You guys got 400 million people and you get to pick out these two. Right. Bo Newton-Hollis says, my grandpa was in Vietnam. Your grandpa was a tough dude. They don't make them like that anymore. And JoJo says, fuck yeah, I'm on sub. Come on, bring it on, JoJo. Thanks for subscribing, X10Kill. Amanda says, thanks, JoJo. And Love always says, Mike loves money. MIC loves money. MIC. Who's that? Is that me? I love money. How to Train Your Dragon says, liar. Who's a liar? How to Train Your Dragon? Me? What did I say that was a lie? And how about be specific? Speak slow so that everybody understands what you're saying. Because when I tear into you and destroy the very fabric of what you stand upon and everything you believe, I want you to make sure that you delivered your case properly. Watch who you call on a liar. You're not ready for this. Michael Overfield says, good afternoon. How are you? God loves you, and you are highly favored, and you are royalty. Good gracious, Michael. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody finally sees it. Everybody pay attention to Michael. He knows what he's talking about. John says, I'm all for Trump. He's half Scottish. Yeah, probably. Trinity Ark says, thoughts on Eminem's last album? I haven't heard it, but the people that I've heard that have heard it said it was garbage. I don't know. Amanda says, thanks a lot, A-Jot. And hi, hon. Did I miss A-Jot coming in? I didn't see you come in. Where you at? I don't see you anywhere. Maybe I misread that. Nope, that's what it says. Well, hello, A-Jot. I don't see where you're at, but hi. Now I see you. Okay. For some reason, it put those two texts backwards. She says, I've been lurking, but I had to hit that comment, LOL. Thank you. How are you? Military industrial complex. I got it. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see that. Caucasian Sasquatch says, A-Jot. A-Jot says Caucasian. And hello, Untethered Live. Hi, how are you? It's a kaleidoscope kind of world. Amanda says, LOL, I saw it and was on the way to it. You just beat me. Love always says, Eisenhower warned us of the military-industrial complex. Yes, he did. And so did Kennedy. And he added to that. He said the military-industrial complexes and the secret societies. And you know what happened there. Jow says, my mind changed about Trump when I heard how he went on with the Taliban before leaving office. How the U.S. left Afghanistan. Trump gets shit done. We need more politicians like him. This is true, except for Trump didn't pull us out of Afghanistan. He made a plan to do so, and when Biden was elected, Biden cut his plan out and then just jerked everybody out of Afghanistan, which caused calamity, and there's 13 people, as far as I understand, still over there. So that wasn't a good thing. But yeah, he definitely handled the Taliban. By the way, if you guys hadn't checked out our brand new Facebook page, link is in the chat. Go by there and check that out. Get to know everybody. share pictures and videos and chats and keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe. I think you'll like it. AJ says it doesn't happen often, Amanda. Fab Daddy says she put the ban on somebody. She'll do it too. Curious Squirrel, how are you? I saw your comment on my notifications, and then when I went to YouTube to like and heart it, I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to thank you in person. Thank you for the lovely comment. I appreciate that. And I looked everywhere. I couldn't find where it was at. But I got a notification that you had left a comment, so I went to like it, and I just couldn't find it. So if you looked and I hadn't responded, that's why. And she says, I hope you are all well and you're enjoying the show. Well, I'm enjoying it. How about you guys? You guys having a good time? Amanda says, nope, not many times. Gotta be quick. She's talking about banning people. I think she kind of gets into it. So y'all need to be on your best behavior. What's in the effing background, says Trinae Green. A kaleidoscope. Much like my mind. Flipping and flopping all over the place. Changing colors and whatnot. Amanda says, hi, Squirrel. Milk says, hi. What's up, Milk? Trinae says, oh, nice. Isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? It's kind of trippy. Makes you feel good. Look into my eyes. Squirrel says, hi, Amanda and Milk. Trinae says, well, womp womp, because you're not there. Hey, April Rain in the house. Hey, darling, how are you? How's your mama? I hope everything's going well. I hope everything went smoothly. April says, hello, everybody, much love. And Amanda says, hi, April. AJOT says, please tickle that like button and share this out 100%. And ring the bell when you subscribe. Thank you, AJOT. Appreciate you. Very nice. Dexter Slabs. Who are you? I am me. Who are you? I'm reasonably sure I'm me. Last time I looked. AJOT says, hello, April Rain. And April says, AJOT, much love. So sweet. The ladies are in the house. It's a love fest from here on out, guys. Amanda, Jake, all in chat. Good to see you. Hearts, smiley faces, and smiley faces with breasticles. Linda Davis is in the house. I'm telling you, it's on now. Linda says, hi, Jake, and all in chat. Hi, Linda. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your Wednesday. April says, thanks, Amanda. And Amanda says, hi, Linda. Caucasian says, crap. What are you crapping about there, Caucasian? Fab Daddy says, April is the nicest person on YouTube. But prove me wrong. I can't prove you wrong because you're right. April says, Linda, lovely to see you. How are you? Hearts and smiley faces. Michael Overfield says, God bless. God bless you, Michael. Thank you for being here. John says, thanks for the chat. 2 in morning here, chat soon. John, you're welcome. April says, Caucasian, good to see you, love. She's got a smiley face with herpes, a smiley face with breasticles and hearts. I think she's trying to tell you something. Ian Watts, buddy, what's up? Good to see you. He says, good morning, Jake, Amanda, April, and it's blinking cold out here. I need brandy, rum, and everything else to warm me up. It's 13 degrees Celsius here this morning. Jesus, I didn't know it got that cold where you are. I'm praying for you, buddy. I hope you get bundled up on something. You need to go down to the bar and pick you up a couple of floozies. Get them excited. That'll keep you warm. Amanda says, hi, Ian. And April says, she's a lot better today. Thanks, everyone, for your prayers. Well, tell her we're thinking about her and we love her. I am me. Who are you? Says Dexter Slabs. Same person as the last time you asked. Me. It's all about me. I'm Jake Johnson. I'm the man. You know the man. The man with the voodoo. The man of power. Amanda says, share the cool with us, Ian. Right, bring that cool right on over here because it's hot as blazes where we're at. Michael Overfield says, I love this channel. Well, Michael, I aim to please. I only ask that you aim to please. Or wait a minute. I'm glad you're here. Dexter says, well, I thought I was me, not you. And April says, LOL. And Jow says, pizza, with or without pineapple. Without. Are you crazy? Are you mental? You don't put pineapples on pizza. It's very simple. The ancient Italians put pepperoni and sauce and cheese. That's it. 4,000 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible. Amanda says, without pineapple. See? Ian says, gladly, Amanda. I'll even post it. Gonna put that cold in it. Put an ice cube in the mail and send it to you. It'll be a puddle time it gets here, but you know. And April says, Fab Daddy, much love to you. Big hugs. Smiley faces and hearts. And Dexter Slab says, USA, brother. USA, USA. Fight, fight, fight. Every like equals a fight, 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 by the way. I saw somebody say that. I don't know if it's true or not, but try it out and see. Fab Daddy says, with or without, it's still pizza, so yes, please. I'm pretty sure if you put pineapple on it, it's now vegetables. Isn't that what happens when cheese and fruit meat becomes a vegetable? Pretty sure I learned that somewhere. April says, Ian, what's up? Smiley faces and hearts. And Amanda says, thanks, Ian. It's been in the high 90s to 100 Fahrenheit here. And Ian says, April, it's cold. Don't you have a fireplace, Ian? If it gets that cold, you should have a fire built. It's pretty easy. You just do this. There's something flammable. Problem solved. April says, Dexter, welcome. KB, welcome. Smiley face. Ian says, wow, that's hot. Yes, it's pretty hot. Pretty humid. But lovely. Lovely weather. And where are you again, Ian? North Pole or what? I think he's in Australia. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's where he said he was. April. Michael says, LOL. And April says, I'm sweating right now. Getting all sticky. Whoa. Michael says, I'm pretty sure that's not in the Bible. Well, it should be. You should put pineapple on pizza. Or those little fish. I don't know what they were thinking. But what are we going to do with all these little fish that we caught? Can't eat it. What's it taste like? Well, it's kind of salty. Put it on pizza. I like it. April says, ha-ha. There are no... Yeah, I know that. There's no Italians in the Bible. It was a joke. I'm pretty sure there's no ancient Italians either. Robert H. says, what it is, soul brother. Ain't no thing, Jack. Amanda says, that was a joke, Michael. C. Payne says, don't quote the Bible unless you can tell us where to find it in the Bible, brother. Well, if you come on Sunday and Monday, I'll show you where to find just about everything in the Bible, because that's what I do for a living. But, you know, it was a joke, so relax. pretty sure God has a sense of humor. Don't believe me? Look at a platypus. Just look at it. Maybe Romans. Yeah, there you go. Now you're getting a joke. That was a multi-layered joke. And your name is in another language, so I don't know what that says. It looks Greek to me. April says, boy. And Robert, welcome. Does that say boy? Is that an English word with funny texts? It still looks Greek to me. Fab Daddy says, I like veggie pizza. You would, Fab Daddy. Contrarian mister. Inconceivable. April says, C-Pain, welcome. Michael, welcome. Jose, welcome. Jose. Ciao. Notorious non-racist 21 says, what's up, brother? I'm a fellow white enthusiast myself. They're non-racist. Welcome. C-Pain says, thank you, April Rain. Notorious says, pineapples on pizza sucks. Yes, it does. April says, Notorious, welcome. Michael says, give me anchovies. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, April says, Notorious. April says, C-Pain, thumbs up and smiley faces. Michael says, I know. It's gross. I like sardines, though. I can eat sardines. But I don't like kippers. You know what a kipper is? Disgusting. I also don't like pickled herrings. But I like pickled eggs. Go figure. Fab Daddy says, fermented anchovies sauce is Italian MSG. They add that on pizza and so much more. Yuck. Thank you for subscribing, Steve. Come on in, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started. Michael says, Amanda, I know. And Jack says, anyone got a pet lion? I have a bunch of them, but they're really tiny. Tiny pet lions. Fab Daddy says, I like all pizza. I'm not picky, right? I actually like pizza, too. What city are you in, bro? Chicago? Tapping in. Greenville. Tapping in. Notorious says, kipper sounds like a made-up word. It's not. It's a bigger than a sardine, but also in a can, and very salty. And the bones are crunchy. I don't like it. Brinley, hi. C-Pain says they passed a law no businesses can use MSG to enhance flavor of food. True, because it has carcinogens in it. And also probably because it was making the Chinese a lot of money. Seems to be that over the last few years I've become increasingly disillusioned with the truth-telling abilities of the government, and I've gone back and looked at quite a few things that have occurred in the past, and all of them seem to be motivated by, what's best for them and not so good for those guys. If these guys are making a lot of money, let's put the kibosh on that and do something for ourselves. Seems to be that way. It seems to be a pattern. Go back and look. You'll see. Michael says, yep, it's a word. I know a lot of those, though. Notorious, non-racist. I'm notorious myself for saying big words that nobody understands. C-Pain says, it seems the Chinese use lots of MSG in egg rolls. Yeah, they use it all the time. Doesn't seem to hurt them any. But for us, it causes cancer. So does vitamin B17. Because that was outlawed, too, for some reason. I wouldn't begin to know why, though. MSG is tasty. Yep. I remember they used to make a thing called Accent. that had MSG in it, and you put it on your eggs. It's delicious. I love red dye number 40 and high fructose corn syrup, says Notorious. Me too. Unbelievable. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Whoa, Jack. Get off my lawn. Get off my plane. Notorious says, amen, brother. And Amanda says, you can still get accent without MSG. Yeah, but it ain't the same thing. Doesn't taste the same. C-Pan says, I remember accent from the 90s, right? It was good. I don't know why they took it off the shelf. But apparently it was causing problems. But we can, riddling up our kids and take all kinds of antidepressants, but no MSG for you, mister. Ice Spice is a deodorant. Right, Jack. You got it. Fab Daddy says, I prefer a good old-fashioned molasses drink over corn syrup. I don't think I've ever had a molasses drink other than rum, unless that's what you're talking about. April says, either. Hi, Jack. Good to see you. Notorious says, who cares about illnesses when it tastes good, right? You got to die of something eventually. Might as well enjoy your meal. Do you guys remember Molly McButter? That name sounds familiar, but I can't place it. C-Pain. The 90s was a long time ago. Curious Girl says, hi, April Rain. Good to see you. I'm on the phone with my daughter. Well, tell your daughter we said hello from the internet. AJ says, hello, Curious Girl. And April says, oh, okay, love, thanks for letting me know. Thumbs up, smiley faces, and hearts. I can't believe it's not butter. Oh, I do remember that. C-Pain. That was margarine. Can't believe it's not butter. It's not. It's margarine. April says, yep. Curious Girl says, hi, AJ. 500 people. Come on, 1,000. I'd like to make $6 for all my hard work. Yep, I remember, says Michael. Do you remember Grey Poupon? Pardon me. Would you have any Grey Poupon? LOL, $6, right? Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and by the way, Super Chat's available in the chat box if you want to show Jake some love. I appreciate you typing that out so I don't have to say it. And Michael Overfield says, no, you don't remember Grey Poupon? Where's the beef? Right, Wojak? Where's the beef, lady? That's a good one. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. Michael says, I don't. Remember Pixie Sticks, says Fab Daddy? I ate Pixie Sticks when I was a kid. The most useless treat you can get. Fab Daddy says, no, Amanda says, I knew kids that snorted Pixie Sticks. Yeah, because they were, little hoodlums. That was a gateway drug back in those days. Gateway drug to crystal meth. Still made out of crystals. Way more punch. Michael says, yep, I know, I remember. Yeah, it's been a long time ago. Oh, we got a $4.99 super chat from April Rain. She says, you're number one. Thank you, April. I appreciate you. Amanda says, thanks, April. C-Pain says, I used to love to play Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Me too. My mom owned a general store down at the pier in Lakeland, Florida, across from Lake Parker. And it was like a mom and pop store. And they had a couple of old video games, like the standing style video games arcade games. And one of them was Pac-Man, and the next one was Spy versus Spy. And I used to play those things after school all the time. Great games. They don't make them like that anymore. Notorious non-racist says, who snorts pixie sticks? I only do fentanyl. Amanda says, those were the days, C-Pain. Atari. Yes, Atari. And April says, welcome, love. Gotta stay away from that fentanyl, Notorious. That stuff will kill you. Just can't get good old Oxycontin anymore. Everybody gotta be a total sissy and die all the time. April says, oh yeah, Atari. Tyler Edwards, hi. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off, set a spell. We're going to talk about something even if it's wrong. I'm having a good time. Cyretta Real says hi. Hi, Cyretta. Good to see you. Fab Daddy says ribbon candy. Tiny dots on paper. Yeah, those are special little dots. I don't think that's candy. I think that'll send you to the moon and let you talk to dolphins and God. Tyler says LOL. Michael says hi, Tyler. And Amanda says I knew it. I knew it was called something else, Fab Daddy. Yeah, called acid. Microdots. Michael says, hi, Cyretta. I can read. I'm not having a stroke. Amanda says the dots on paper was fun in the days. I bet. Tyler says, hi, Michael. So who are you guys? Where are you guys coming from? Where are all these new people at in the world? Be general, not specific. I am in North Carolina, in the United States of America. USA, USA. And I got one of these. Because I'm that kind of fella. Amanda says, fight, fight, fight. MAGA USA. Michael says, I'm in Florida in the USA. A lot of Florida people here. April says, Florida here. Amanda says, Florida here. Michael says, USA. AJot says, I'm from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. What I want to know is that true? Because if so, I'm moving to Texas. Tyler's in North Carolina. What's up, North Carolina? Good to see you. That's where I'm at. April says, I'm in Florida and Lakeland. Shh. Wojak says, I'm in Detroit City. Man, I hate what happened to Detroit, Wojak. I remember when Detroit was the place. They made movies about that place at one time. Maybe if old Daddy Trump gets back in office, we can get a start on that Detroit and get it going again. Who knows? Amanda says, what area, Michael? Phoenix A says, AXA. Well, hello, Phoenix A. April says, hi, Tyler, Wojak, welcome. Michael says, I'm in Port Charlotte. Nice. Dexter Slab says, I subbed. Excellent. I'll get the squeegee and the Windex and we'll be out of here, buddy. Bella, who back to you. Are you Norwegian? Fruity burger. Amanda says, sweet. In between Tampa and Orlando. Tyler says, I subbed. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate your sub. Art. Biden is a sad excuse for a president. Yes, he is, Art. Michael says, why sister in Orlando? My sister's in Orlando. Cool. Is Orlando below Florida or beside it? I mean, Lakeland. Is it below Lakeland or beside Lakeland? Don't say anything. Let him answer. Amanda says, I have family in Orlando. And Cristiano Ronaldo says, Bend over, touch your toes, and I'll show you where the monster goes. Cristiano. Maybe the monster's in other places. April says, I got family in that area too, Michael. ℂ𝕙𝕗𝕗𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕁 says, F Sleepy Joe. Let's go, Brandon. I'm with you. Wojak says, hi, April. And Phoenix A says, Odd Unit, welcome back. What's up, sir? Hey, buddy, good to see you. Michael Overfield says, beside. It's beside Lakeland. So it did move. I'm telling you, we live in an alternate universe. Things are weird here. Art says, Bloody's got a blunt. Well, we don't do that kind of stuff around here. Cristiano says, yes. April says, it's above Lakeland going north. Ajot says, it said joke, Amanda Banhammer. April says, Odd Unit, welcome. Art, welcome. It was disgusting, says Amanda. I guess I don't know what you're talking about. Ajot says, didn't know what to do, smiley face. Michael Overfield says, oh, okay. Yep, alternate universe. Amanda says, it's northeast of Lakeland. Well, it used to be below Lakeland. I'm pretty sure of it. It's one of those things. I remember driving to it, but it's been 30 years ago, so the memory does funny things. Or we live in an alternate universe. I guess either one is equally as inconceivable, inexplicable, unbelievable story. Fat Daddy says, I do art, puff, puff, pass. And Odd Unit says, I'm on the complete other side of Florida in the redneck part. Well, you're in the good part, Odd Unit. That's the place where you ought to be. Amanda says, it's all good, Ajot. And April says, puff, puff, pass. Yes, Amanda is right, says April. And Wojak says, remember station wagons? Yes, I used to have a station wagon. It was a shit green Dodge grocery go-getter with a 400 Magnum Holly 4-barrel engine in it. It's the fastest car I've ever owned in my life. It was so fast, in fact, and it didn't have a windshield. So when you got out of it, your hair was standing straight up like that. Because I lived in Florida, and it's very moist in Florida. So your hair gets wet and dries that way. Anyway, I was about 14, 15 years old driving that thing around at 100 miles an hour. It was the greatest thing in the world. They don't make them like that anymore. Amanda says, no, Jake, Orlando has not moved, I promise. Well, how would you know? You live in the alternate universe. Of course they hadn't moved for you. I'm telling you, when they turned that CERN thing on, things happened. April says, yes, Wojak. Thumbs up. And JoJo says, what's your thoughts on the dark web? Oh, it's dark. Somebody need to turn the lights on. No, I don't know a lot about the dark web. I've dabbled. You know, I know what Tor is. And I know how to get there, but I can pretty much do all that stuff by myself. I don't need to buy it from somebody else. Amanda says, I took my first driver's test in a station wagon. Me too. Only it wasn't a driver's test. I was going home. I started driving when I was 11. Amanda says, I read that one. Odd Unit says, amen. I'm a country man through and through. Southern in mind, body, soul. I knew I liked you, Odd Unit. You're a good dude. And Michael says, smiley faces. April says, Odd Unit, thumbs up. Heart. Fab Daddy says, 4chan. Amanda says, I hear you, Odd. I was born and raised in Florida. Well, I was born and raised in Georgia. My skin is white and my eyes are blue, but there's red clay in my soul, and red clay you can't control. Odd Unit says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. And April says, amen, Amanda. Well, you guys are on fire tonight. I'm having a great time. Odd Unit says, I'm in the part under Alabama, the Panhandle. I'm 30 minutes from the Alabama state line. You're up there in the Pensacola area. I had an uncle that lived there in Pensacola. I guess my aunt still lives there. He's dead now, but I guess they still live there. Fab Daddy says, red clay stains my white socks, and it stains my white soul. So I was born in the midst of it. I got kaolin in my veins. You got to be from Georgia to know what that is. Michael Overfield says, I was born and raised in Tennessee. Nice. Jake's a red clay wild man. Yes. I'm red something. Red bone. Something. April says, I love Tennessee. I am indifferent to Tennessee. I've only been there once. And the part that I was at was kind of cool, but it was a long time ago, and it ain't that way anymore. Fab Daddy says, got mountains of red clay all around me. But they're not very stable. Michael says, ginger hair, blue eyes. So is it true that you don't have a soul? I'm just messing with you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the racist internet. We're going to talk about a word that has an N, two G's, an R, and an I. Ginger. What? Wojak says Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. That's right. Nicholas Strong, Park. Kitty Cat, your turn. I thought we were playing a word association game. But welcome, Nicholas. Amanda says Jack Daniels. Tequila. Whoa, Jack. Michael says, LOL. Now, I don't drink alcohol, but if I did, it would be tequila. Fab Daddy says, I love ginger-headed stepchildren. Well, my mama was a ginger, so calm your little tail down. Amanda says, okay, but I prefer Southern Comfort or Crown Royal. Yuck, you're trailer trash. Is that, what language is that? Is that Arabic? Hi, Uncle, can you read the Quran, please? No, I don't read fictitious books. Sorry. Phoenix says E equals MC squared. Yeah? Prove it. Ajot says Tennessee whiskey. Nice. Monkey Juice, welcome back. Do you think Trump still likes AR-15s? Sure. The AR-15 didn't shoot him. Jojo says Patron. Patron? Is that? No, that has an E in it. Patreon. I don't know what you mean, patron. Oh, is that? Oh, never mind. Patron. Duh. Sorry, Jojo. Took me a minute. I'm slow. Patron. Tequila. Right. Odd Unit says, asking the real questions. Butts or elbows? Elbows. Mine's dirty. Because I work for a living. Sorry. Kentucky bourbon or cheap beer? Probably cheap beer. Amanda says, damn, Odd Unit, LOL. Get it going. Cheap beer, says Ajot. See, I told you. Just an invitation for reading, Uncle. How can you refuse to read? Well, because I study the Bible, which is the actual book that the Quran is based on and perverts. And also, I don't have to read a book just because somebody suggested it to me. And also, you keep calling me Uncle as if I'm related to you. And I am. But you don't know that. Michael says, I love that song. Yeah. Amanda says, Kentucky bourbon. Wojak says, don't blame pencils for spelling mistakes. That's right. And don't blame spoons for fat people. And don't blame AR-15s because some moron got on a roof and took a pot shot at the former president. And Trump says, take the guns first and due process second. I don't think he said that. I've never heard him say that, and I've listened to all of his speeches. Odd Unit says, I only drink Kentucky bourbon or cheap beer. Gotcha. One or the other, but not both at the same time, because beer before liquor gets you sick quicker. Liquor before beer, you know what happens next. Odd Unit's laughing. But I think I quit drinking again. I haven't had anything in over a month. Well, good on you, buddy. I quit drinking on my 25th birthday. And I did it shortly after I drank quite a lot. Elbows now, Jake. You weren't looking at my elbows. Just kidding. You know what I was looking at. Phoenix A says, it's time for me to learn English. Yeah. If you hadn't learned it yet, probably should. It's the world's leading language. Something in Arabic says, Quran is not related to the Bible. The Bible is not a reliable book. What did Muhammad say about the Bible? Do you know? Read the book of Surah and tell me what Muhammad said about the Bible. The Quran says that the Bible is the Word of God. It also says that Jesus, the prophet of God, should be listened to. And because it says that, it validates the Bible. And the Bible says that it is the inerrant, inspired Word of God. So because the Bible is real, the Quran is fake. Go away. Fab Daddy says, my favorite bar has liquor in the front and poker in the back. That's amazing. That's exactly the same combination I have on my luggage. Michael says, I never drank. Odd Unit says, Fab Daddy, LOL. AJ says, OMG, LOL, Fab Daddy. Amanda says, love it, Fab, LOL. Odd Unit says, never gets old, right? Rachel Floyd, hello. Welcome to the show. How are you? Amanda says, hi, Rachel. And Michael says, amen. And Rachel says, hi, Amanda. What Muhammad said about the Bible? Quran never said the Bible is a book of God. Quran is talking about Jesus, the prophet, but not the Bible, which is known. I think you need to read the Bible. I think you need to read the Quran more carefully because it absolutely does say that. Yes, it does. And I probably know more about that subject than you ever will. So if I was you, I would trust me on it. But if you don't want to, just take a moment and look. You'll see that I'm right. Don't go around repeating things you heard other people say because you think they're reliable enough to trust. Look for yourself. Odd Unit says, be blessed. Read. Well, clearly I know a thing or two, so probably have. Yes, it does. Unbelievable. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. The Quran acknowledges the importance of previous scriptures such as the Bible and affirms their origin in divine relation. What does that mean? It means in relationship to God. While the Quran does not directly state that the Bible is the Word of God, it does refer to it as a record of God's earlier revelations. Is a revelation from God? If the Bible is a revelation of God, then it is correct, because the Bible also says, and the Quran says, that God's Word cannot be corrupted. Does it not say that? Yes, it does. So if God's Word cannot be corrupted, and the Bible is a revelation of God previous to the Quran, because the Bible exists, the Quran is false. I rest my case. If you can't see that, you're arguing with a brick wall. You've already lost. Go away. Hard Unit says, not talking to you. I thought that dude's name was Reed. Oh, gotcha. Who wrote the Bible? A lot of people wrote the Bible. Wojak says, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is my favorite. Who is your God? There's only one God. Only one. April says, come on now. Phoenix A says, it's funny to listen to you, even though I don't know English. Well, I'm glad you like it, Phoenix. And Rachel says, lemao. And Fab Daddy says, I don't read Arabic. Are you sure about that? Do you know what alphabet means? That's a little different than Arabic, but it has the same root. Yep, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, Michael. That's true. In most cases. But hopefully some people will listen. Occasionally. Now Rachel says, mic drop. That's right, Rachel. Olive 8707 says, no. Yes. Your turn. You don't know what you're talking about, Arab. I'm going to call you Arab because I can't pronounce that name. But the Bible has been written consecutively for the past 4,500 years. It was both written before and after Jesus. Jesus was just a central figure of it. But if you don't think that Jesus was mentioned before Jesus was born, you not only haven't read the Bible, but you don't understand it either. And as far as your Quran goes, you really, really need to read the book of Nehemiah and understand where this idea comes from. Go back a little further than that. In fact, start in Deuteronomy and read forward. About 5 books is all you need to get through, and get a grasp on where those people came from, who they are, and where that whole idea came from. And then get out of the Bible and go into history and find out who Muhammad actually was, according to history, and put the two together and read between the lines and see what you get. You'll eventually figure out that you were following a con man who tricked you into believing something that is absolutely not the Word of God. Mic drop boom. Thank you, Amanda. April says, hi, Rachel Love. Rachel says, hi, April. Fab Daddy says, hi, Rachel. Odd Unit says, this guy is that guy. I am that guy. Or are you talking about him? He might be that guy. Rachel says, hi, Daddy. Good gracious. Michael says, only one God. There's only one. Fab Daddy says, Fab is easier to type. Olive says, there is not only one God. Yes, there is only one God, Olive. You don't know what you're talking about. Many people have different beliefs. God and Jesus is just very common one that people believe in. Well, why don't you go and go to a library and pull up a few of those quote-unquote gods and read their stories, read their ideologies, read their religions. And the first thing you're going to learn from those quote-unquote gods is that not one of them claim to have created the universe in which they reside. They all exist inside the universe. God is the only God that created all things. He is the most high God. The reason he's named that is because there are other entities calling themselves God, which he created. And if you read, right off the top of my head, Psalms 82 through 88, you will learn about the divine council, which is most likely what these quote-unquote gods are, created by God and turned against God. Yes, there is only one God. All spirits are Elohim, but only one Elohim is God. And I'm sure you don't understand any of that, so go back to Sunday school, and when you grow up a little bit, come talk to me, and I'll educate you in the right way to think. And then you can see the world for what it is. Otherwise, stop listening to people talk, including me. Rachel says, nah, Daddy is. I like Daddy. What's your God's name? Well, you know what my God's name is. The only God, it ain't my God, it's your God too. It's everybody's God, is YHVH, I am that I am. Period. There is no other Most High. Most High means nobody above. Commandment number 1 for a reason. Amanda says, maybe she likes calling you Daddy, Daddy. Rachel Floyd says, you have a daddy in your name. And Rachel says, facts, Amanda. Fab Daddy says, being called daddy only works for my son. Sorry. I beg to differ. It can be nice. Rachel says, then maybe change your name, Daddy. Fab Daddy says, it cringes me to be called daddy by ladies. Interesting. Michael says, read what, Elijah? Read what Elijah says. Right. Amanda says, Fab, the younger generation uses the name daddy for something totally different. LOL. Yeah, it's more of a term of endearment rather than a father figure. Rachel says, why you assume I'm a woman? Could be the German in your name. Racha. ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝, Amanda, says Rachel. Fab Daddy says, Rachel says, smiley, smiley, smiley. What website you read from? I don't read from a website. I read from the Holy Bible. People who read from websites is the problem. That's why there's so many people who think they know what they're talking about. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. You should look into it. It's where you think you're smart enough to think you understand something, and when you think you're that smart, you begin to believe the shit you think you believe, and then you become too smart for your own britches. And as my mama used to say, it ain't smart to be too smart. Rachel says, facts on that. Daddy says, you could be a guy. Not according to what I've seen. Rachel says, ha 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 ha. What is your background? It is a kaleidoscope. Thank you, Olive. And Rachel says, some older guys love that, Amanda. Amanda says, Olive, it's a kaleidoscope. And Rachel says, crying, laughing. Yes, they do, Rachel says, Amanda. And April says, amen. Odd Unit says, did I tell you my problem with ladders? They're always up to something. Can't trust them buggers. Well, there was one up to something this weekend. Nobody seems to know how it got there, but Rachel says, I thought Fab would somewhat get that joke. Ha ha. Damn, Fab Daddy. Smack. He says, oh, I got it. And Olive says, don't push your beliefs onto other people. Olive, once again, you don't know what you're talking about. If you'd have been here for the length of the conversation, you would know that the other person was pushing their beliefs upon me, and I was setting the record straight. I don't push my beliefs on other people. People come to me and ask what I believe, and I tell them, period. That's it. That's all. Ask any of the thousands of people who have listened to me talk. Ask them if they feel like I'm trying to convince them of something other than what they see with their own eyes. All I can do is tell you the truth. It's up to you whether you believe it or not. And I'm not trying to save your soul. That's not my job. But if you want to be smarter than you are now, I'd listen to me for a few minutes if I were you. Rachel says, but, sorry, Fab, I didn't mean to offend you or make you uncomfortable. Fab Daddy. Shall I deal? Amanda says, it's like Dad in the streets and Daddy in the sheets. Man, I got a shirt that says that. And Rachel says, ha ha ha, Amanda. Nod Unit says, it's his channel. He can do what he wants. Do you have to be here? Do you have to be here? That's logical to me. I like you being here. I hope you stay. But you don't have to be if you don't want to hear what I got to say. April says, God always forgives. That he does. Fab Daddy says, I would be your dad, but you damn children don't listen. I think you're going in the wrong direction there, Fab Daddy. Learn to play the game, boy. Got to play your cards just right. Allah means the God. Yes, but it doesn't mean what you think it means. It's just another word for the same thing. However, if you don't follow the God, then whatever you're praying to is not the God. Olive says, do you support LGBTQ+? I do not. Bill, hi y'all. I ain't got nothing against it, but I don't support it. Hadn't paid a single due. Amanda says, LOL, Jake. Jake can be nice. No, I can't. Who told you that? How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. As usual, it's devolving into biblical talk. But it's Wednesday, so whatever goes, goes. And Rachel says, at least Jake agrees, right? I am a father. I'm also a dad. I'm also a daddy. April says, hi, Bill, good to see you. And Rachel says, Fab, I was going to make a joke, but it would be inappropriate. Good gracious. A-L in Arabic means the, and God in Arabic, and in Aramaic, Jesus' language, I know what Aramaic is Ella. The God means Al-Elah. Allah. Yes, I understand the breakdown of the word, Arabic, but you're not following what God said. If you're not following the 10 Commandments, and if you're not following Jesus Christ, you are not following God. Doesn't matter what you call him. Ask you about website when you start to say wrong information about Islam. You mean when I looked up the definition of the words, does the Quran say that the Bible is true? Yes, it does. And that is in the Quran. So you can look for yourself if you like. And what I used was Google, and it was the first thing that popped up, which is always Google's first pick, which means their little lefty way of doing things, always the information they want you to see, which would be the Quran, because they're against Christians. So, have it your way. And Muhammad is nothing but a person, not even a prophet. Phoenix A says, how I want to leave this planet and fly into interstellar space. Well, that sounded pretty English to me, Phoenix. And good luck with that. If you can leave this place, I hope you get further than the last guy did. Bill says, your mama was right. Yeah, not smart to be too smart. I know. I've wrestled with that my whole life. Dexter Slab says, hey, what do you call a beer with no gums? I don't know what. A bear with no gums. Oh. I don't know what. Christopher Hines, welcome to the show. He says, next thing you know, they're going to have a license. They're going to have to license ladders, right? They probably should if they can just be, put up against buildings during presidential rallies. You're a little late with the comments. Yes, Olive, if you would like for me to see your comment immediately, super chat it and I'll see it immediately. Otherwise, I have to read the chat, which takes time. I have to respond to the chat, which takes more time while you keep talking. So it keeps getting longer and longer and longer, which means I'm not going to get to the bottom of it before 10 o'clock because it's in 1 minute. So I'll go till 10:30 to make you happy. But, super chat would be nice if you want to bitch about my speed of reading. Amanda says, yes, Olive. He reads all the comments and gives you an equal amount of time as everyone else because this show is about you. So use your time to say something intelligent. You're wrong. It's nice of you to think that. Actually, what you're referring to is praying to the direction of the temple, which all Christians used to do and should still do. And that's in Israel, so it would be to the east from where I'm at. But they did not put their face to the ground. And if you don't believe that, read the story of the Mount of Olives when Christ went into the garden to pray and asked Peter to sit with him while he prayed. And read how he sat talking to God. So you're incorrect. A Pharisee also asked Jesus, how do you pray? And he told him, and none of the definition of how to pray was to put your face on the ground. So you're incorrect all the way around. Michael says, well, not already, so you can't really push it on me. I already believe, so you can't really push it on me, right? Fab Daddy says, Rachel can never offend me or make me uncomfortable. Fab Daddy, now you're getting it. Amanda says, imagine that, Jake, a t-shirt. Just kind of showed up in my collection. Rachel says, I'm surprised you are even saying my name. Rachel. Nice to know I'm not Nancy anymore. Aw. The Love Boat, exciting and new. Rachel says, but good to know I can't make you uncomfortable, Daddy. Get him, Rachel. Fab Daddy says, I am being kind. AJ says, got to go. Much love, everybody. AJ, thank you for being here, sweetie. Hope you're doing well. I hope your channel's thriving. And I hope them babies are happy and healthy and tall as ragweeds. Have a good night. Amanda says, damn it, man, LOL. And Fab Daddy says, bye, April. Wait. Nope, my chat jumped. Hang on. Bye, Ajot. Sorry. Amanda says, night, Ajot. Bill says, Islam is in the house tonight, I see. Yep. It's all right. They have a right to believe what they want to believe, too. I'm just trying to help them out. Boah, says Fab Daddy. And Amanda says, damn, Jake, I love it when you growl. Rachel says, smiley face. My voice is cracking up. Sorry. Rachel says, I love how half of the people are talking about Jesus and the others are talking about being a daddy. Bill says, Amanda, you feeling better? Oh, thank you for asking, Bill. Odd Unit says, something. Oh, LGBTQHAGDVE6V plus 10. Right? And April says, much love to you all. I'm tired. See you next one on Friday. God bless and good night, everybody. April, I love you, sweetie. Thank you for being here. Fab Daddy says, can Jesus have a son? No. Sorry. Jesus did not partake of anything fleshly. He was a perfect vessel. And he did that on purpose to show how to be righteous. So no, he did not have children. Contrary to the popular belief that he married Mary Magdalene and they had children, and that's what the ℂ𝕙𝕖𝕕𝕃𝕚 is, not the ℂ𝕙𝕬𝕝𝕃, which is the same word, only separated in a different place. One means holy bloodline and the other one means holy vessel. That's where that came from, but it's not true. That's a Dan Brown kind of thing. Dan Brown is the author of the book, The Da Vinci Code, and he came up with that. It's not true. Jesus Christ had no children, nor did he ever have sex, nor did he may have loved a woman, but he loved her platonically. Amanda says, right, Rachel, chat divided. We are so bad, LOL. You're not that bad. And it's okay. God made us. And by the way, just so you know, I know this is going to piss a few people off, especially if they're teetotalers, but the very first thing that God ever said to mankind, the very first commandment of God, was have lots of sex and fill up the earth. I mean, it's right there. Come on. Nothing wrong with that at all. Amanda says, good night, April. And yes, Bill, I'm getting much better and I'm getting around. Thanks for asking. Yep, she even went for a walk today. Lovely. April says, sweet dream, loves. Smiley faces and hearts. Rachel said, good night, April, and sweet dreams. And Phoenix A says, the main mistake of the universe is the origin of life. Well, that's not a mistake, Phoenix. That is the point. That's the reason all of that stuff out there is here. So that this place can produce what it produces. Because God divined it that way. It's not a mistake. It's not a bug. It's a feature. The mistake is that on this little infinitesimal grain of sand that we call Earth that is hurling through the multitudes of planets that are in the universe, infinite in scope, hurling through the universe throughout all time and space, that this little tiny germ that lives on this little tiny grain of sand that is hurtling through the existence of the universe. The mistake is that little germ thinks that it can doubt the existence of God because it was given free will to do so. And just the fact that it actually doubts the existence of God is proof of God. Because if there were no God, you would have no free will, which would mean you couldn't think that. You would be a function in a machine, much like a mushroom is to the network of sinew that is beneath the ground. I can't think of the right word, but same thing. The cilia, that's it. The mycelial network. That's what you would be if you were produced randomly and were part of a larger thing. But since you are individual and you do have free will and you can think there is no God because you are a moron, you should probably grow up a little and sit down and be still and think to yourself, how is it that in all the universe's years of existence that it's come to this? It's come to me sitting right here doubting the existence of the Creator, the Almighty of everything in the universe. How could I be so foolish as to think I had any part in that at all? That's what you should do. Phoenix, God is real. You live in His creation. You are His creation. It's time you start acting like it. Amanda, ha ha ha, it is funny, says Rachel. Arabic guy says, am following Jesus. Peace be upon him. Why do you say that? But I follow clear, reliable revelation. Well, revelation is in the Bible, not in the Quran. Not corrupted. Well, if Allah's words can't be corrupted like your book says it is, then the Bible, which is a previous revelation of God, is not corrupted. You are incorrect. You have defeated your own argument with your own words. Stop while you're ahead and read the Bible. Stop listening to that nonsense that they shove into your brain in that brown third world country that you come from. Pay attention to the world that you live in. Look up, look around, look into the eyes of other people. Look through the hate that is echoing off of your skin and look for the love that exists right in front of you and read your Bible. Get the oldest one you can find because the newer ones are corrupted. How do I know that? You can trace them back to their origins. And if you get the one that came from Antioch, which is the source of all the Bibles, you'll end up at the King James Bible, which is the closest thing we have today to the original, which doesn't exist anymore. All the rest of them are translations from the Alexandrian version and the other version, which I can never remember where it comes from, but I think it's Samaria. Anyway, they're not good. They're mistranslated. There was no time taken to translate them. The King James was painstakingly translated 50 times by the highest scholars in the land. 50 times each. 50 scholars, 50 times. That's 50 times 50. It was checked over. It's not perfect, but it's the closest thing we have. You should read it. And if you follow Christ and feel compelled to say peace be upon him because he's a prophet of God, go a little further and realize he is God. He's God in the flesh. Jesus never preaching Trinity. Well, you're wrong about that. It's in the first words of the Bible. You know the part in the Bible, which you probably don't know because you haven't read it, but you know the part where it says, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Well, that's a powerful statement. Is it true, though? Well, go back to the beginning and read it, and you will find out. Now, if you want to go to my episode 422, I spend an hour on the first line of the Bible, and I break it down into syllables and tell you what it means in the language it was written in. I give you the example, and I'm not talking about modern-day Aramaic. I'm talking about ancient Aramaic. So go look, and I will explain it to you, how God and how Jesus was here from the beginning. That's the best I could offer you. If you won't look for yourself, you can't be taught, which is in and of itself a dooming to your own soul. Fab Daddy says, bye, April. Arabic says, instead of that, Jesus himself worshiped the only one true God. Yes, he did, because God is his Father. You are clearly indoctrinated. You can't see reality when it's pointed out to you. So you keep on touting your little nonsense. And when you get there, and instead of 70 virgins, you find Jesus standing there, you take it up with him. I've done my job. I'm not going to cast my pearl before swine. No pun intended. Robert Wunderlich says, Synagogue of Satan and the seed of the viper. That's right, Robert. Amanda says, hi, Robert. Monkey Juice says, don't believe anything you read. Or everything you read. I don't believe everything I read. I believe specific things that I read. And by the way, Monkey Juice, if you're going to come in here and, talk down to me like you actually know something, if I was you, I'd get to know who you're talking to. Know thy enemy. It's Sun Tzu. It's in that book. You might want to read it and believe what it says. Anyway, you should probably know who you're talking to. And not only have I read it, but I went and investigated it, and I proved it out as best as I could with my limited resources. Enough so that I believe the rest of it automatically. Why? Because enough of it was true, the rest of it wouldn't be untrue for no reason. Occam's razor, also in a book. You should try that. And I just read that statement. I don't believe everything you read, so should I not believe that? Because I just read it. Think about your arguments. Michael Overfield says, I'm 16 and I understand it. Well, I didn't realize you were so young, Michael, but I'm glad you do. And please come Sunday night for Bible study. I think you'll enjoy it. Is the Bible changed and corrupted or not? No, it is not. You can't deny that, Uncle. I can deny that. Even Christian scholars admitted that. No, they did not. Jesus never said, worship me or worship the Trinity or I am God. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He says, I am the truth, the life, and the way. The way to what? The way to God. Where's God? In heaven. How do you get there? By worshiping Jesus. He also said, before Abraham was, I am, which is not a grammatical error. It's a very specific statement that the people of the time would have understood, because about 200 years before that, they were faced with that very same statement when they carried the bones of Abraham up out of Egypt and into the desert where God was. And Moses told them, I am that I am sent me. See what's happening here? This is a reference. The Bible refers to itself. That's how you know it's true. Tells the future, and then the future happens years later, and you can connect the dots. You're wrong all the way around. I'm sorry. You can believe it if you wish, but you are incorrect. And don't ever, ever tell anybody that I told you differently. And when you find out that you're incorrect, you come back and apologize to me for being so headstrong and not able to listen and carry on a conversation. Amanda says, your chat jumped, Jake. That's all right. I'm about to quit anyway. Anybody want to tell me anything specific? Super chat it, because I'm about to get out of here. Travis Joe said, blinded by fear is a real disease. Yes, it is. Travis Joe says, blinded by fear is a real disease. I read that one. Bill says, getting ready to hear DJ speak. Or JD speak. JD Vance. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go watch that after I'm done with this. I like the pick. I would rather it was Tulsi. I know, me too. But she is doing her part with intelligent discourse. Yeah, I think she could probably serve very well somewhere in the Senate or something like that. I don't know where he's going to put her, but it would be a mistake to just dismiss her, because she would have made an excellent vice president. I really think that. Because she's a woman, so she'd bring that vote in. She's a military vet currently, which would bring that experience to the table into the war room. And also, she levels old Trump out a little bit because she's so calm and level-headed. And I think that would have been a fantastic pair. However, it would look silly on a sign, Trump Gabbard. So I think Trump Vance is perfect because it's only 2 letters different than the original Trump Pence. All they had to do is change 2 letters. Didn't even have to change the color of the sign. Yeah, that's not the reason. I mean, I don't know much about J.D. Vance, but I think he's an okay pick. I'm not unhappy about it. I would have been unhappy if he picked Rubio or what's the black guy's name? The governor of South Carolina or whatever he is. I can't think of his name, but I never did like that guy. Scott, something Scott. Timothy Scott, I think that's it. Fab Daddy says, good way to get to the bottom quicker. Jump through the chat. I hope I didn't miss anything important, guys. I apologize about that, but the chat is moving. There have been 769 nice people here. Mike says, I will come Sunday. Please do. Everybody's welcome to come to Bible study on Sunday. Even you, Arabic. The only thing I ask is that you hold your tongue on that Quran stuff while we're studying the Bible. You can ask me questions about what we read at the end, and I'll answer them. But Bible study is for studying the Bible. But you are welcome. Amanda says, I agree, Fab Daddy. LOL. And his voice is cracking. I missed it. It jumped again. Yep. It's crapping out. Yes, it is. Amanda says, great, Michael. We'd love to see you Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on this channel. The way to God, but not God, I believe in that. Before Abraham was, I am means before Abraham was God. If you mean I am is God, this is not approval of Jesus as God. Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying, though. So it is. Because they were making fun of him because he talked like he knew what he was talking about. But they were like, you're not even 30 years old. You don't even know who Abraham was. You weren't even here then. Abraham was not God. Abraham was a friend of God. But Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. And he was referring to the Melchizedek of the whole thing, in case you don't know who that is. And so that was exactly what he was saying. And by the way, Melchizedek is the bringer of peace and the king of kings. Mecca Zadok. Even you have the word Mecca in your little thing. So understand that Jesus is God. I'm sorry. He just is. Jake, enjoy your day tomorrow. Thank you, Fab Daddy. You enjoy your day too. Not a question, says Robert. Not a question, but my wife loves your accent. Well, thank you, darling. I appreciate that. Now, you love that man of yours and come see me Friday. Both of you. Michael says, God bless. God bless, Michael. And Amanda says, LOL, Robert, he definitely got a true Southern accent. Yeah, and I even curtail it a little bit because unless I get tired or drunk or mad, it pretty much stays under my tongue. You can hear it every now and then, but when I get mad, ain't nothing but Georgia coming out of my mouth. Amanda says, God bless, Michael. And good night, Fab Daddy. Read about quarantine and the Nicene counseling, please. You mean the Council of Nicaea? And I understand. I've been there, done that, read it. A lot of changing entered into the Christianity, and that's why God have sent another new prophet. Nope, you're incorrect, sir. There was only one prophet of God. The prophets of God ceased in the prophet days. Then Christ came, and now we're in the age of dispensation, which is the time for you to learn what the hell you're doing here. There are no prophets in this time. There will be again at some point in the future, but just briefly before the return of Christ, which then you will have no argument. But the Council of Nicaea was to produce canon, which was to get everybody on the same page. It was not to corrupt the Bible, as you so blatantly believe. What they did was they took a few books out, such as the book of Enoch and the book of the Maccabees and that sort of thing, and they established grace. They established salvation. That's what the Bible is about. That's the books they kept. Anything that didn't pertain to that, they took it out. Why? Because it creeps people out to know about angels. And it also doesn't have anything to do with salvation. So you can still get those books, but they're not part of the canon of the Bible, which they used to be, but aren't anymore. That's not corrupting, that's editing. And by the way, if God can inspire the Word of God, cause man to write down his words, surely he can edit it. Don't you think? Or is that beyond God? Robert says, yep, she loves it. I'm not mad. You shouldn't be. I'm no threat. I like being loved. No wrong there. Foxman, what's up, buddy? Travis Scott. That's his name, Travis Scott. Thank you, Foxman. I appreciate it. I couldn't remember it. Amanda says, hi, Foxman. If I know what it says in Matthew 26, and if that is in fact the case, that was desperation, but he did not fall to his face. He did pray to God that he let the cup of wrath pass from him. He was not asking God to get out of what he was about to do. He set out to do what he was about to do. That's the reason he came here, to do what he was about to do. I bet you're one of those people that think that he was asking God why he forsook him because God couldn't look at him because he was so full of sin. I bet you think that too, don't you? You'd be wrong. What he was doing was teaching the words of his grandfather, or great-great-great-grandfather David, on the cross when he said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And then he finished that by saying, it is finished. What is finished? The prophecy that was being mentioned in that book when David said it. That was a prophecy about Jesus when David said it. And Jesus was referring to it so that the people that were listening to him talk understood this is the end of that prophecy. That's why he said those words, not because he was so full of sin. He came here to do that. He never whimpered. He was not a coward. He was a man, baby, and he took it like a man, and he died on purpose so that you could make all of the mistakes you make and still go to heaven. You should really appreciate that a whole lot more than you do. Abraham was not God. You have been lied to, sir, a lot. So much so that it's ingrained in your DNA. You may not make it out of it, but I hope you do. I hope you find the light. I hope you see the truth. I encourage you to go look for it. Go look for it. Mike says, what time on Friday? 8:30. 8:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. 8 o'clock on Sunday. Thank you, Amanda. Fab Daddy says 8:30. Thank you, Fab Daddy. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I know Macaw is mentioned in the Bible. And so is, Nebuchadnezzar. So is John. So is Jake. No, I'm just kidding. Jacob is, though. Amanda says, Monkey, who created everything you see every day and the entire earth? Oh, I see. Monkey Jew says, if you can give me physical proof that God exists, I'll be a believer. No, you won't. I can prove it to you tonight, but you won't believe it nor accept it because it's in you to deny it. But I can do it very quickly and very simply if you'd like. Only problem is you won't believe it. You wouldn't believe it if he spoke to you from the clouds. You would come up with some reason why you were hallucinating. You wouldn't believe it. So don't try that on me. However, if you want to know, I'll explain it to you, and then I got to go because it is 10:30. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Let me be more specific. What came first, the tree or the seed? Because if evolution is true, whatever came first had to evolve from something previous. So what did the seed evolve from? How did it come together as a seed? It didn't, and you know that it didn't. And that's why they don't ever talk about it in science. They never even mention the word, as far as I can remember. Anyway, what came first was the tree, fully formed and ready to go on day 3. Same thing with the chicken first. How do I know that? Because nothing on Earth, nothing on planet Earth, nothing that has ever existed on planet Earth has the wherewithal, the makeup, or the chemicals, or the ability to evolve into an egg. There just isn't anything that'll do that. So, only place you can get an egg is from a chicken. And the only place you can get a chicken is from an egg. So the answer to that question is, God formed the chicken, and then the chicken laid eggs. But it also formed somebody for that chicken to marry, so that it came in pairs. Same thing with man. That's the proof. You need more? Look up. Look up and marvel, and expand your brain enough to where you can actually conceive of what's happening above your head, which you can't do currently. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Michael, all the new people, thank you very much. God bless you all. I hope that each and every one of you have a great, perfect life. Monkey juice. You can't be reasonably sure. How old are you? I'm going to say you're 20, because I don't know how old you are. But if you're 20, you cannot be reasonably sure that it's been spinning for 21 years. Stop lying to yourself. By the way, you read that, didn't you? Didn't you tell me not to believe everything I read? My book's older, by the way, by a lot. In fact, my book supersedes all books. In fact, the only reason your book exists is because my book needed to be printed. Because without that book, no other literature on planet Earth exists. Do you understand that? The printing press, the ability to write, was conceived to copy this book. It is the foundation on which all other foundations were planted. So, I trust mine more than yours. But be honest about what you're saying to yourself. Patty says, thank you, peace, and bye-bye. Thank you. I'm sorry if I didn't get to all your chats. I love you all. Yes, the chicken came first, from God. Because if it wasn't evolved enough to lay an egg, it couldn't lay an egg. And there's no way for anything that's previous to chicken to be born that didn't come from an egg, because that's what avians do. They come from eggs, all of them. There's not one avian not born in an egg. So whatever it evolved from had to come from that, and there's nothing else there. It doesn't exist. And by the way, if dinosaurs evolved into birds, that would be de-evolution, not evolution. How did that lizard turn into an avian or a fowl? It didn't, and you know it didn't. That's nonsense. Stop lying to yourself. Look at reality. All right, I gotta go. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed the night. God bless you all. I hope his love abounds in your life, and his grace lights your footsteps every which way you go. And while you're out there going, please be nice to somebody. Also, since I didn't do it before, I'll do it now. But hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications. And when I'm going to be online, smash that like button. It's free. It's effortless. It's right in front of you. And it really does help the channel with the algorithms. It helps us get recommended to other people, and that's what we want. That's why we're here. So please do that. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me. Drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critical. That's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love what you see and you'd like to help out, you feel led to send tithes, offerings, or love offerings to my humble ministry, or if you'd just like to pat me on the back and say, hey, nice job, Jake, you could consider joining the channel by hitting the join button over there, or you can send a super chat and show a little love that way and get your messages read. But if you really want to do something substantial, go to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a Cash App user, go to $jakejohnsonband. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It is a blessing for me, but it is a blessing for you too, because God notices these things, and we do live in a reciprocal universe. The law of reciprocity is real, and you can prove that every day. Now, I will do everything in my power to always be worthy of that support. I will answer all your questions and comments, as I always do, until I run out of breath and voice. Thanks for watching.